Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. Gerry, Terry, Max. That's what's happening right now. We got a match preview. Watford this weekend. Not calling it Z Cars or Silva Derby. We're just playing Watford. It's a normal match. Some could say the battle for 8th, but that's just depressing as well. Yeah, it seems like any way you slice it just can make you feel bad. So we'll just say playing Watford. They're currently 8th with 34 points, 9, 7, and 9. Previous 3 matches, they drew with Brighton 0-0, lost to Spurs 2-1, and they beat Newcastle in the FA Cup 2-0. Injuries, they've got some. So that's a thing. Pereira, I think he's out. Kiko Femania, I think he's out. Decore, day-to-day, he could be out. Success is out. They've got some good players who will not be playing. So that's fortunate for us. Not like we're applauding injury, but you know what I mean. Just a couple of early thoughts. Let's start with Terry because we started with Max last time. And then after we talk to these guys, we'll go into the possible starters. Terry, how are you feeling about this one?
Better now that I know who's injured. I didn't know any of those players were out. I mean, Pereira and Decore especially are both very good players, and they both gave us a real hard time in the Goodison game. I really want to win this game, and it's just because I'm fed up with this whole phony rivalry that Watford are trying to engineer with us because we took their managers. Like, come on, Watford, you're a good team, but club-wise, you know your biggest achievement is playing us and losing in an FA Cup final in the 80s. Like, come on, you're not a rivalry with us. We took your manager. You'll say loud and often that you're happy you did because our manager's crap and yours is good. You're not acting like that. But I do want to win. Because I think if we win, it will put to bed this rivalry. I think as long as, say, Watford keep getting decent results, or if Watford gets decent results, they will keep dragging it out. But if you beat them and beat them well, then they'll quietly go away, hopefully. But they are a good team, especially at home. They've got some really effective, strong players who, even the ones who were out, the ones who are still playing, like Troy Deeney, not a player I think's not a player I'd have at Everton, but he is a very effective player. I can see him giving Michael Keane and Kurt Zouma a really difficult time at the weekends, especially considering the comments he's made this week about wanting to kick the shit out of Everton. I don't know. I think we're in for a real game off the likes of him, but I just think sooner or later we're gonna have to get a performance that'll turn into results. I mean, as Max said in the previous segment, we've not played well against Leicester. We've not played well against Brighton. We've not played well against Wolves. We gave Man City a really good game. We played really well in the last game. I want to take that to Watford and really try and let our quality show, especially if their better players aren't playing. They've got some players who get in our team, but the likes of Decore, if they are out, massive boost for us. We need to be taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it's not completely definite Decore is out, by the way. He's just day-to-day. It's a thing that he everywhere I'm checking right now is saying he's probably out, but you never know with this kind of stuff. They may know nothing.
Him and Pereira, just the more good players out, the better for us.
Yeah.
Those are strong players, you know. Max, how are you feeling about this one?
I just raised that point what Troy Deeney said. I think that sums up the psychological approach of Watford as a group of players towards Everton as a whole. Obviously, if they're seeing this as coming up against the old boss, they certainly put in a performance like that and the reverse fixture at Goodison and give us a really good game. They were much the better team. Hopefully the steam's kind of let off from that a little bit. You know, as I said earlier, a lot of pressure will be on us in that there's really nothing to play for in the season anymore. we should play as if the pressure's off. If we're going to stick with the 4-3-3, obviously it's against lesser opposition than Manchester City previously. We should be seeing Andre Gomez and Davies' capability on the front foot. I know it's away from home, and we've talked off camera about just how awful our away record is. But I'd love to see us assert some sort of dominance in this game. I think we've got this game and Cardiff we're against lower opposition, and other than that, we've got a real tough run of home fixtures coming up. So unless we feel like getting our act together and pulling a few points out the bag against the big boys, I think these are the games that we've got to be looking at and saying, come on, we've got to make a go of it.
Yeah. Possible starters: Foster in goal, Janmat, Mariappa, Cathcart, Holebas, Capu, Cleverly, Hughes, Sema, Deulofeu, Dini. It's interesting, everywhere I checked had Hughes kind of playing on the wing, which I find odd because I always consider him to be, but I'm assuming he's playing a lot, he's coming in, drifting in centrally a lot more, because that's the kind of player I've always associated him as being. Dangerman, I think you have to say Dini, just because he just finds a way to score often. Deulofeu, we know what he can do. We know he's really good at taking men on.
Set pieces. You got Tom Cleverley and Will Hughes there. Got the capability to put a real good ball into the box, given our zonal marking struggles. And Troy Deeney, they've got tall centre halves as well. Again, I feel like we say this every single game, but looks like we've got to start wising up from set pieces.
I'm really curious when we actually start seeing some sort of I don't know, the payoff from training, because good and well they're pissed off about it too. They are. They're angry.
I think it's a personnel thing. This is probably a conversation longest segments. I don't think zonal marking's the problem. I think it's the players aren't aggressive enough in attacking the ball. I mean, Pep Guardiola does zonal marking, but he's using players who really go for the ball when defending. I think, to be honest, I'm sure someone will pull up an example from this season where it's not the case, but on the whole, I think Mina would probably improve that, just because he seems like he is a little bit more aggressive in going for the ball. He hasn't shown it as much attacking as he yet, but hopefully that'll come. But it's sort of like a lot of different players. I mean, at the weekend, in the last game against City, it was Gomez. The ball's gone over Zuma's head. He can't jump any higher than that. It's Gomez's ball to attack, and he doesn't attack it.
I was going to blame. I'd blame Zuma for that first goal, because Gundogan goes to hit it first, fakes it, and then the ball comes in, and I think that sold Zuma straight away, and he's in no man's land, and Laporte's unmarked. So in that case, I would have probably rolled with Yerry Mina instead of Kurt Zuma. But I agree with your point.
Still injured though, isn't he, Mina, or was he on the
bench? That's sort of the problem, yeah.
I think, I mean, again, different conversation for a different topic, but I think in the summer that'll be one of the very first and foremost things, is another centre-back. If it might even be as well as Zuma, if not instead of, because I think at the minute the centre-backs at the club have got what they need to defend set pieces. They're not aggressive enough. They're too meek. But
interesting.
Everyone we've got, ironically, apart from, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the one defender we've probably got, if he was fit, who would do the best against Troy Deeney, would be Jagielka, because he's been there and done it. He's seen it all. He knows exactly what type of what to expect from Deeney. But we haven't got him, and I think Deeney is, especially on set pieces, going to give Michael Keane and Zuma, who are likely to start, a really tough time, because they're both, despite having qualities of their own, aggression is not either of them. They're not fighters of players. Zuma looks like he could be with his physical capability, but he gets bullied a lot as well for a defender as strong as he is.
Yeah, it's really, the zonal marking thing is driving everybody up the wall, because there are other clubs that do it well. We don't have this as good of players as City does. That's true. I do still think we've got. I don't know. It's interesting. Is it a lack? Is it an issue with communication from Silva to the players, or is it the fact that they're just not aggressive? Terry is falling on they're not aggressive enough side right there. Mainly because I think it's a safe thing to say because our players usually know where they're supposed to be. They usually do. Silva seems like he's doing a good job communicating that. I don't know. I just don't know. The biggest problem, though, is every single time, every set play, I know I immediately clinch up and I'm at the edge of my seat. Every time. Every one of them. So, you guys feel like we're probably going to roll with the same setup as, except maybe Walcott will make way potentially?
Certainly hope so.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that completely. I think Walcott's going to be the only one to come out, if anyone.
And the real question is it Richarlison who comes in for him? If Lookman's hurt, then there's not any other option, right? Mm-hmm. So that'd be the way it would have to be. And one would think he's going to start Richarlison against Watford as like a personal pride thing. Because if he doesn't, yeah. But however, I will say I didn't think Richarlison he hasn't looked good for me in much of anything.
I agree. Though. At least he scored against Watford in the past, so hopefully he can pick that trend up.
Yeah,
that's true. So predictions, Max.
1-1.
1-1. Terry.
2-1 Everton.
And I am picking 1-1 as well. Sorry, Max. I didn't mean to make your prediction less special.
No. If it's anything to go by, I got it right last time.
Yeah. Max is getting confident in his mystical abilities. There you go. Time to start laying down some bets.
I'll pick 3-0, please.
All right. So, I guess that's it for our match preview. I know I don't know. There's the rivalry that Terry was talking about is interesting. How it's really not a rivalry, but because to be honest with you, I get Watford supporters being kind of pissed about us, the manager thing. I get it, but I just don't see it as a rivalry thing. I just see it as a good team we have to play. You know what I mean? So anyway, all right. So I guess that's our match preview. There you go. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We are slowly climbing as far as subs go, and that's your doing. So thanks. If you want a little bit more Terry, keep an eye out on the Liverpool Echo fan Gerry. He's got some stuff dropping soon on that. So look at his Twitter. Look at Max's Twitter as well, because he does podcasts and videos and analysis. So look at that, and he'll always be on the Toffee Blues website. So that's it for that. We're going to move on to, we're going to talk about playing the kids, giving them some more time on the pitch, and bye.